A penniless university student, determined to prove himself a superman, took up an axe. But the life he destroyed was not another's. It was his own soul.
The story takes place in 19th century St. Petersburg, Russia. The protagonist, Rodion Raskolnikov, or Raskol for short, is a destitute university dropout, intelligent yet prideful, trapped in extreme mental and financial hardship. He holds a theory: the world is divided into ordinary people and extraordinary ones, and the extraordinary have the right to transcend the law, even to kill, for a higher purpose. He decides to put this theory to the test, to see if he himself is such a superman.
Raskolnikov fixed his sights on a target, an old pawnbroker named Alyona, a woman known throughout the neighborhood for her greed and cruelty, a miser who thrived on exploiting the desperation of the poor. In his mind, killing her would not be murder, but an act of higher justice. By taking her wealth and using it to help those in need, he believed he would be committing a deed for the greater good, a step toward proving himself one of the extraordinary few who stand above common morality. But on the day of the deed, fate turned against him. Just as the blood had barely dried on Alyona's lifeless form, the door creaked open. It was her gentle, innocent sister, Lizaveta, returning unexpectedly. Startled and cornered, Raskolnikov struck again, silencing her forever. 2 deaths in one night, the second wholly unplanned, shattered the fragile facade of noble purpose he had built around his crime, leaving only a raw and undeniable truth. He was now a double murderer, bound not by triumph, but by guilt.
Raskolnikov staggered back to his cramped room with only a handful of stolen trinkets, pitiful spoils for the blood now on his hands. But instead of relief, he found himself gripped by an unrelenting storm of guilt and dread. A fever took hold of him. His thoughts grew blurred, his mind drifting in and out of delirium. Every sound outside his door felt like a knock from the police. Every passing glance from a neighbor or friend seemed laced with suspicion. His behavior grew erratic, sometimes withdrawn and silent for hours, sometimes suddenly agitated, enough to arouse the curiosity of his friends and the quiet scrutiny of the authorities. And then came the dreams. Again and again, he found himself standing in a dusty street, surrounded by jeering onlookers as a helpless horse was mercilessly beaten to death. The cries of the animal tore through him, a grotesque echo of his own crime, a reminder that beneath his theory and justifications, he recoiled from cruelty and perhaps from himself.
Several key figures emerge in the story, each playing a pivotal role in Raskolnikov's fate. Sonya Marmeladov, a poor yet pure-hearted young woman, driven by desperation to sell her body in order to feed her family. Despite her own suffering, she radiates a quiet, unwavering compassion. For Raskolnikov, she becomes a moral and spiritual beacon, the one light cutting through the shadows that consume his soul. Porfiry Petrovich is a shrewd and perceptive investigating magistrate whose weapon is not force, but intellect. Through calm, almost casual conversations, he lays psychological traps, slowly circling closer to the truth. His keen understanding of human nature makes him as dangerous as any physical pursuit. Arkady Svidrigailov is a morally ambiguous man of wealth and indulgence, capable of both charm and cruelty. He drifts through life seeking pleasure and self-gratification, yet harbors moments of strange generosity.
In many ways, he serves as a dark mirror to Raskolnikov, a vision of what the young man could become if he abandoned all conscience and surrendered fully to cynicism.
The police had no solid evidence, no witness to the crime, no undeniable proof. Yet Porfiry Petrovich, with his calm and deliberate manner, needed none. Through a series of seemingly casual conversations, he began to chip away at Raskolnikov's defenses, probing here, pressing there, each word calculated to stir doubt, unease, and the quiet terror of being seen through. Bit by bit, the young man's carefully constructed wall of intellectual justifications began to crumble. Meanwhile, Sonia, steadfast and compassionate, urged him toward a different kind of reckoning. She pleaded with him to face the truth openly, not for the law's sake, but for the salvation of his own soul. In her eyes, confession was not the end of life, but the beginning of redemption. Then came Svidrigailov's final act. After uncovering the truth about the murders, he did not go to the police. Instead, weighed down by his own demons and disillusionment, he took his own life with a pistol shot in the cold, early morning rain. His death was a grim reminder to Raskolnikov of the fate that awaited those who abandoned all hope of moral renewal, and it became one of the turning points that pushed him toward his ultimate awakening.
At last, Raskolnikov made the choice he had been resisting for so long. No longer able to bear the weight of his own conscience, he walked into the police station and confessed. The words, once spoken, seemed to strip away the final layer of his pride, leaving him exposed, yet strangely lighter. The sentence was severe. Years of hard labor in the remote, unforgiving wilds of Siberia. It was a place of biting winds, endless snow, and the kind of silence that could swallow a man whole. But he did not face this exile alone. Sonia, unwavering in her devotion, left behind what little she had and followed him to the distant penal colony. Through the cold and the hardship, she remained by his side, a constant, quiet presence, her faith in him unshaken. In the vast emptiness of Siberia, with nothing but time and the raw elements for company, Raskolnikov's restless mind began to turn inward. Here, stripped of the city's noise and his own tangled theories, he was left to confront the truth of what he had done, and for the first time, to consider what it might mean to truly change.
In the face of human conscience and morality, no Superman theory can justify a crime. True punishment is not limited to the sentence imposed by law, but lies in the torment and self-examination of the soul. The only path to redemption is to admit one's guilt, accept punishment, and be reborn through love and faith. In other words, Dostoevsky sought to explore three central questions. The roots of crime: are they found in poverty and circumstance, or in personal pride and delusion? The dual nature of punishment, external law versus the inner tribunal of moral conscience. The possibility of redemption. Even the most fallen can be awakened by love.
I hope this video inspires you to fall in love with this masterpiece. May this video be the spark that makes you love this book.